Did you guys see that?
There's a seal.
There's a seal right there.
Giant gray seal. They're ferocious. Actually, they are. They do bite. So, kids, if you see a seal, 2 reasons to run away. 1, they bite.
No.
2, sharks bite them, and they might think you're one of them.
Have you seen a baby seal? They're like
cute.
one of the most adorable things
They're
in
cute.
the whole wide world. You guys, we are back. Rancho Kids Show, season 2.
Let's walk and talk.
All
What do you
right,
think? So
all
listen,
right.
we are back, but we're not back in the studio. We are at a place called Oceanside. Perhaps you've heard of it.
Oceanside, California.
We're just making it work because her daughter had a little thing called
Surf camp.
surf camp, bro.
That's what people do in California. Everybody surfs. This is what I was told when I was living in Canada.
Yes, where
And so-
everyone dog sleds. Yes,
where
everyone dog sleds there, everyone surfs here, that's the way it goes. But we are excited because we're back to our regular show, although we're not in our regular location, and we've got a lot of exciting things this episode.
We do,
I mean-
including
Oh boy.
what's
Okay,
in.
kids, I am gonna be honest with you and just tell you that I truly am afraid of crabs. Not like afraid to the point where like I'm gonna scream like a girl, but I don't like the idea of holding one, but I'm gonna do it.
Okay, you guys have to see this. These are so cool. You just, they just kind of hang out on the rocks.
Oh, I feel like I'm gonna pinch it and squeeze it.
Whatever, this is just a little guy, so he can't pinch me too hard. But
What's
how
his name?
cute is he? This is Hank. Well, you can't put your hand like that, he'll pinch
This is
you.
the only way I can make sure I don't
If you
just-
have your hand and you have the loose skin, then he can grab onto the skin.
I did it. Kids, I did it. I made it happen.
I think we should
What-
go to worship.
Yes, let's go to worship. What songs do we have today, Miss Carrie? Kids, I'm gonna worship because I survived. Oh my gosh.
All right, and I'm going to calmly tell you that we have a brand new,
Ah!
oh dear.
Oh gosh, oh gosh, oh gosh. Come on, Petey.
Oh dear, here he is, here he is.
He wants back. How does she do that?
I don't know why they let us out of the studio. I really
How did she do that?
Look at him,
Okay.
he's so cute. Oh,
The
he's
crab was not harmed.
taking a siesta. Okay.
Oh, no, okay, yeah.
We have a song, is a little one called At the Top of Our Lungs.
Ooh, I know that one too. Another
That
great
one
song.
back. I
Yes.
just love it. You guys, I do feel like just shouting at the top of my lungs today because, you know what? We're outside and God is good all the time and the sun is shining and I've got a crab in my hand.
This is me telling you to get up off your couch because it's worship time. I'm gonna worship. Oh, geez. Just go.
You spoke one word and the dark became light. I believe it, yeah. You spoke my name and my heart came to life. I believe it, yeah. I wanna sing about it, I wanna scream and shout it. I'm gonna sing it right now. At the top of my lungs I sing. With all of my heart I will praise you. God, you are everything. You're the reason that I lift my voice. At the top of my lungs I'll sing. With all of my heart I will praise you. God, you are everything. You're the reason that I lift my voice. At the top of my lungs. Yeah, at the top of my lungs. You're all I need every day of my life. I believe it, yeah. You're all I need, always here by my side. I believe it, yeah. I wanna sing about it, I wanna scream and shout it. I wanna sing it right now. At the top of my lungs I'll sing. With all of my heart I will praise you. God, you are everything. You're the reason that I lift my voice. At the top of my lungs I'll sing. With all of my heart I will praise you. God, you are everything.
worship together, isn't it?
Hey, Gary,
Ryan?
come here. Come here, Gary.
Ryan,
Wait,
what are you doing?
I'm calling Gary. Gary.
Who's Gary?
So those orange fish down, those are Garibaldi kids. I'm trying to get a fish, a Garibaldi, who I'm calling Gary, out of the water. Come on, buddy.
Wait, you're trying to get it out of the water? Why?
Well, we have a new segment. Kids, okay, I'll get you later, Gary. We have a new segment called Fish Out of Water. And the idea is that we get people that aren't normally used to doing something and we challenge them to do it.
Ooh.
And so this one, well, let's just say that my boys are in it and they're talented at a lot of things.
I was gonna say they're good at everything.
They're good at a lot of things, but one thing they don't ever do is bake.
Okay.
They are not good bakers, but the Shooter girls are amazing bakers, and we have asked them to coach one of my kids each in a baking contest.
This sounds like a win, right? Because if they learn how to bake, then they'll bake for your family.
That sounds like a loss for me because I'm already I have some weight issues. Just I don't know if this is a good thing. I'll tell you what, I think I might be safe. Let's just leave it at that, okay? But here, let's go ahead and check out the game. It's called Fish Out of Water.
These two young ladies love to bake. These two young boys have no idea how to bake. So we decided to pair up one of the girls with one of the boys to see which team could make the best baking duo. The only catch is the ladies will have to be upstairs giving instructions through the telephone to the boys. They won't get to see anything, but they have to do the best they can to walk them through step by step to make a double-decker layer cake. So without further ado, let's start baking.
As long as you follow the directions correctly, we're gonna make a really good cake. No, you're getting the sugar that's green. It says organic sugar.
So now, cut it where it says 1 cup. Okay, get the 1 cup. Yeah, put it into the sugar, level it out. So make sure that it's not like a huge mound of sugar on top.
You're gonna put 3.5 eggs in. That was good!
Okay, sweet. Crack all 4 eggs into that bowl.
Dude, it looks like cookie dough. Can I eat it? No, you can't eat it. It's gonna go in the cake. Take that and put 1/2 cup of flour in there. Not a red Solo cup. A 1 cup measuring thing.
So you're gonna have to mix for about 3 to 5 minutes.
Bryson, what'd you do?
I hit my
Oh,
Bryson just broke 2 Good job, Jackson. Just keep mixing. Grace is really overcomplicating this thing.
It's not there.
She's not there?
She doesn't know.
You're flying solo?
Bryson, answer your phone.
How you feeling?
I'm feeling good. You're too.
Jax, how did that get down there?
Okay, now wash your hands because Corona.
You're gonna take the wax paper and hold it over your pan.
Look at her, she doesn't even know what she's doing. She's looking at me to ask for clarification.
Bryson, it can't be ripped. You have to do a new one if it's ripped. He's on the floor.
What's on the floor?
Me.
To make sure the whole pan is covered with oil, okay? No, don't take it out yet. We have to make sure it's done.
Top rack.
I just wash off
Bottom rack.
Okay, I want you to stick a toothpick in the middle of both of the cakes, and if anything comes out on the toothpicks, we have to add more time.
A little less came out this time.
Chad's little brother, Tommy. Woo-hoo-hoo, with a karate kick. And here we go. Here we go.
That was a butt smack.
Butt smack. This is and a third, a surprise third. I'll be honest, I saw some belly flops in a belly flop competition that would have blown those guys out of the water, but that was impressive.
It's true. 8 from the Canadian judge.
I'm gonna give them all a 7.6.
Really?
Mostly because just the guy butt flopped and that looked painful.
Okay, yeah.
But kids, what do you think? Stopping midway through that challenge, leaving you on the edge of your seats. I know you hate cliffhangers.
I don't like it. I don't like that you decided to stop there. I need to know what happened.
Well, I'm sure you're probably thinking, Jackson's doing so well, Bryson's struggling, but you never know, kids. You never know how this will end. But I'm just gonna leave it. We'll come back to that later.
Okay.
But for now, we're sending it to a message, Miss Carrie, and it's a new series through the book of
Romans.
It's gonna be great, but here's the thing.
Okay.
No animojis. Not today. Maybe next week. This week, it's just me sharing some stuff that I feel like you kids need to hear, and I just wanted to make sure we start with some solid, non-distracting information so you understand what the book of Romans is all about.
You guys, the book of Romans is good news. there are moments where it doesn't feel like such good news,
right? There's
It's
definitely
just
some
like
parts in there.
It's a little bit of an emotional roller coaster.
It takes you on a journey. It takes you on a journey, and it breaks down the gospel like no book you could ever read ever other than Romans. It's amazing. It's awesome.
Another word for gospel is good news.
That's right. That's right. So kids, get ready, pay close attention because this is going to help you for the rest of the series. Go ahead and roll it, Cristiano. Cristiano.
I missed it. I didn't even know it was coming.
Sorry, I just was on a runaway path. I really want to go run and jump in that thing.
Do it.
Okay.
I want to see.
I could totally do it.
Do it.
Not right now. At the end. I'll do it at the end.
Okay.
At the end. Oh my goodness. Okay, kids. 1, 2, 3. Roll it, Cristiano. These people. I mean, I don't know what it is about them, but it just, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're just so, I mean, we aren't like that, but they are just constantly doing those things that are totally annoying to us. And for me, it's like, why? I mean, if we don't struggle with that, then why are they so far behind? I mean, it's just frustrating. Sometimes I feel like if they were just out of the picture, it would be better, and it would just be us, and we are a lot better than them. I mean, I think we can all agree with that, can't we? Who are they? Right? That's the question you should be asking. Well, today we're gonna talk a lot about they and them and their, and we're gonna talk a lot about us and we and, us. So we're gonna be looking through the book of Romans, kids. The book of Romans is in the back half of your Bible. It's in the New Testament, and it is a book that is packed full of powerful little nuggets about the gospel. Now, the gospel is a word that means the good news, and I cannot wait to spend the next several weeks looking at the gospel as the book of Romans breaks it down step by step. Now, the book of Romans is actually a letter. It was written by a guy named Paul to the Georgians? The Romans. It was written by Paul to the Romans, the people that lived in Rome. Now, here's what you need to know about Rome, okay? Rome was the place back in the day. 2,000 years ago when Jesus walked the earth, and just after that time for a couple hundred years, Rome was the superior world power. Think about the baddest mamma jammas around. That was the Romans. They had this empire, that's a really fancy word for a big old chunk of land that they controlled. The Romans were powerful. The Romans were advanced. The Romans were incredible. The Romans were remarkable, and they were just unique. I mean, a big mix of people, because the more people they conquered, the more people kind of got taken into their group. And so when you talk about the Romans, you need to know it was kind of a melting pot of people, which means a big old group of people made up of a bunch of different walks of life that all lived together as Romans. Now, within that group of people, there was a small chunk of people that were Christians. That's right. The Romans had a group of people that believed in Jesus. And Paul wrote this letter to them. So in the context of the Romans and the world as Paul knew it, the us was the Christians, the people he was writing a letter to. Now, who was the them? Well, the them or the they was everyone else in Rome that weren't Christians. So Paul is going to write a letter to the Roman Christians, and at the start of this letter in chapter 1, he's going to spend some time talking about them, the non-Christians in Rome. So let's look at what it says here. In Romans chapter 1, verse 21, here we go. For although they knew God, they neither glorified him as God nor gave thanks to him, but their thinking became futile and their foolish hearts were darkened. Although they claimed to be wise, they became fools and exchanged the glory of the immortal God for images and statues made to look like a mortal human being, and birds and animals and reptiles. Now, as you can tell, this is not very positive talk about the non-Christians in Rome, the they, right? And he goes on to say in verse 29, he says, these people, they have become filled with every kind of wickedness, evil, greed, and depravity. I mean, it is really bad stuff when it's talking about the they. Now, what makes this interesting is that in the 15 verses from verse 18 to verse 32, in those verses, 25 times, Paul says the word they, them, or their. He is just unloading on how messed up the way of thinking is of these non-Christians in Rome. Now, if you were a Christian in Rome reading this letter and you saw Paul talking about all the stuff that these people were doing, you'd be like, oh man, Paul, you're speaking my language. These people do all this stuff. Man, they really are messed up. These people have some issues, right? This is something that you would have been reading and going, amen, Paul. You totally get these people, right? And when it comes to us talking about the thems in our life, it's very often about everything that's different, right? When I think about the thems in my life, I think first and foremost about 49er fans, right? Because I am a Seahawk fan. Boom. And they love the 49ers, and they are just, they're fools, right? I mean, what kind of person would like the 49ers instead of the Seahawks? When I was a kid, I used to boogie board, right? And there was other people that surfed, and boogie boarders and surfboarders, I mean, it was always they, and they didn't get along. And then I remember I went to the mountains and I started to snowboard, and other people skied, and snowboarders don't get along with skiers, and there's the they and the war and the battle. And then, I mean, I grew up in Long Beach, which is a pretty amazing place to grow up. And when I was in Long Beach, our rivals, the rival school that was the rival to my Long Beach high school was Lakewood. And the people from Lakewood, oh my goodness, we would say things about the people from Lakewood because, you know, they park their cars on their lawn. They don't take their Christmas lights down all year long. Their screen doors don't have screens on them. These are all things that we would say about they and them, because when we're talking about they and them, it's kind of fun to talk negatively, and it's kind of fun to focus on the differences. But what we're gonna see here in chapter 2 of Romans, right after he spent 25 different ways of saying they, them, their, they, whatever, Paul is gonna flip it up. He's gonna flip it around on them, and he's gonna start to talk about you, meaning you, the Romans, or the us in this story. And look at what he says in chapter 2, verses 1 through 5. He says, you, therefore, have no excuse, you who pass judgment on them. For at whatever point you judge another, you are condemning yourself, because you who pass judgment do the exact same things. Now we know that God's judgment against those who do such things is based on truth, so when you, a mere human being, pass judgment on them, yet do the same things, do you think that you will escape God's judgment? Or do you show contempt for the riches of his kindness, forbearance, and patience, not realizing that God's kindness is intended to lead you to repentance? But because of your stubbornness and your unrepentant hearts, you are storing up wrath against yourself for the day of God's wrath, when his righteousness and judgment will be revealed. Crazy. We just looked at 25 they, them, theirs in 15 verses. And now we just saw 15 of you, yours, yourselves in 5 verses. 15 in 5 verses. Basically, Paul is saying, wasn't it fun when we looked at them and their issues? Wasn't that great when we talked about how messed up they were? Well, guess what, Roman Christians? We need to spend some time talking about your issues, because you aren't that different than them. And that's the first thing we need to talk about in this book of Romans, is that right at the beginning, Paul wants to make sure that Christians understand it's really easy for us to look at them and see how messed up they are. But Paul wants us to understand that when it comes to the gospel, we all need to get one thing straight. And that is that they and us, them and you yourself, we all have one thing in common. And that is that we are sinners. That we need forgiveness. We need grace. And this is really important, kids, because if you ever want to fully appreciate just how amazing the gospel or the good news is about Jesus Christ, you have to start by realizing that we're sinners who need God's love. We need his forgiveness and we need his grace. So the first thing we're going to get out of this entire book is one simple truth. It's Romans chapter 3, verse 23, and it says this: all, that means them and us, all of us have sinned and fallen short of the glory of God. That's where we're going to start. And as we go through this book, through this letter, we're going to see how the good news builds off that foundation, that all of us need God's grace. All of us need his love and mercy, because all of us are sinners. Kids, I can't wait to go through the rest of this letter with you. I am excited, but that is all we have for today. Peace out. Oh, hey.
That's it.
I swear, I was not doing the Titanic scene. I'm the king of the jetty. I mean, how cheesy would that be?
Yeah,
that would be so cheesy. That is not what I was doing.
No.
So, the message though, that was cool, right?
Oh, good. Yes.
Yeah.
It definitely shows that we are all in the same proverbial boat.
Yes, exactly.
Right?
What a great metaphor. I mean, there's boats all around. We need to get in that boat with you because, we're all in this together. All of us have sinned. All of us have fallen short of the glory of God, and all of us need God's love, grace, and mercy.
That's right.
Kids, next week we'll have an Animoji video for you, but this week we want to start with that. But we do have an Animoji game, Miss Terry.
We do? Wait, season 2 is gonna have games too?
Of course.
Ah!
I mean, the kids love the games. They love to be challenged. I know they all, have a really hard time with them because they're so difficult. But, who doesn't like a challenge?
Okay, here's my question. Who is hosting?
Okay, well, I'll be honest. I had Walter give me a call. I think I had Bruce, whatever his name was, he gave me a call. But
I like them.
we're at the beach. So let's just say that our host is very relevant to what's going on right now. Might be a sea creature of some sort.
All right, should we roll it?
Yeah, let's just do it. Let's just
Okay,
do it. Go ahead and roll that game.
Hello there, mates. My name's Nigel, and I'm a shark. That's right, that's pretty obvious. But I'm not the shark from Nemo. That one was Bruce. My name's Nigel. We're cousins. Anyway, kiddos, it is such an honor to be the host for this week's game. This is the first game of season 2 of the Rancho Kids Show, and it's gonna be amazing. It's a simple game, but it's challenging. It's a true or false game, and it's all about critters from the ocean. The game itself is incredibly simple. All you've got to do is tell me if these facts about these ocean critters are true or false. Our first interesting fact is about the jellyfish. According to this, it says there's 3 species of jellyfish that can swim more than 10 miles per hour. You might think of jellyfish as slow floaters, but according to this, there's 3 of them that are pretty quick. Is it true or is it false? Oh, look at that, kiddos. It was false. Totally made up. They're all pretty slow, it turns out. Let's move on to the next one. The Pacific Ocean is obviously a really big body of water, but the question is it wider than the moon? True or false? The Pacific Ocean is wider than the moon. Is it true or is it false? Look at that, kiddos. Our first true fact. The Pacific Ocean is, in fact, wider than the moon. Now, let me ask you something about tsunamis. True or false? Tsunamis can travel up to 500 miles per hour. Is it true or is it false? Back-to-back truths. Look at that, kiddos. It is, in fact, a very fast tidal wave. Next up, we're going to be talking about the dolphin. True or false, kiddos? Dolphins never chew their food. Is it true or is it false? As a shark, kiddos, I love to chew my food. But apparently these dolphins do, in fact, never chew their food. That one was true. All right, next up, it's the biggest of all creatures in the entire world, the blue whale. The blue whale is not only the biggest whale, it's also the slowest whale. Is that true or is that false? They're certainly the biggest, but they're not the slowest. That one's false. Good job if you got it right, kiddos. Let's move on to the starfish. Did you know there was a starfish named the sun star that has 40 arms? Well, at least there might be. True or false? That critter does exist. Would you look at that, kiddos? It's true. That's an awful lot of arms, but it is in fact a truth. Next up, the sea turtle. The hard-shelled little nuggets that swim around the ocean. My question for you is this true that sea turtles can swim as fast backwards as they can forwards? Is it true or is it false? Looks like I made that one up, kiddos. It's false, although it would be really cool to see a sea turtle swimming super fast in reverse. All right, kiddos, next up is the eel. True or false? Eels can live up to 85 years old. Is it true or is it false? Would you look at that? These eels can grow up to be some real old geezers. It's true, kiddos. Next up, we've got the adorable seahorse, except this is apparently a giant seahorse called the big belly seahorse. True or false? The big belly seahorse can grow to be over 10 pounds in weight. Is it true or is it false? Look at me fibbing again. That one was false, although that would be a very tasty dish. Giant seahorse. Next up, we've got the stingray. True or false? A stingray can jump up to 6 feet out of the water. Is it true or is it false? Would you look at that? These beauties can in fact jump 6 feet into the air. How majestic. I hope they jump right into my mouth one day. Next up, we've got the anglerfish. True or false? True or false? People in Norway commonly keep anglerfish as pets. Is it true or is it false? Of course this one was false. Those critters are too ugly to be anyone's pet. Next up, kiddos, the majestic flying fish. We all know they can jump and fly through the air, but according to this, the flying fish can fly up to 300 yards. That's 3 football fields, kiddos. True or false? Is it true or is it false? Once again, it looks as if this answer is false, made up in Nigel's noggin. Next up, we've got the squid. And according to this, it says the squid can swim faster than any other invertebrate. Is it true or is it false? I could have told you that this one was true. Nigel's tried catching a few of these critters, but they're quick. Anyway, moving on to the next one. Looks like this is a king crab. Now the question is this true or false when it says that the female king crab can grow up to twice the size of the male king crab? I know this was a tough one, kiddos, but if you said false, you're correct, because it's just not true. Would you look at that? We've come to our final question of the entire game. Good luck, I hope you get it. 70% of plankton are poisonous to humans. Is that true or is that false? Well, all right, look at that. We're going to end it off with another fib. It's not true, it's false. The plankton are not venomous or poisonous or deadly. I mean, unless you eat a whole boatload of them. Anyway, I've had a blast with you. I hope you had fun playing my game. Until next time, this is Nigel the Shark saying adios.
All right, Miss Carey, what did you think of the game?
It was good. It was
fun.
I mean, I feel like it was a really good season 2.
A kickoff. Just kind of
yes.
ease them into the
Kickoff.
waters of the games. Don't make it too difficult for them.
Yes.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. Now, I will tell you that as much as I enjoyed that game, I'm getting texts, I'm getting tweets, I'm getting faxes, which are ancient ways of communicating. All of them saying, we need to know what happened at the end of the bake-off.
Yeah, sorry about that. They're all from me, aren't they?
That explains it. You used a bunch of different names,
It's just because I'm dying to know.
Yeah, well,
you know, like you're making us all wait. I don't feel like that's very nice.
But you see the anticipation though?
I know.
You were dying to see this now.
Mission accomplished. Mission. If that's what you want, if you want us all to just kind of be in misery as we wait.
Anticipation is the word, not misery. But I'm telling you right now, this ending, it's a great ending. It's going to be baking. It's going to be spoken of in baking circles for quite some time. So
are you going to invite us all over for cake? That's what I want to know.
I don't know. I'll tell you what. Afterwards, I'll let you decide if you want to be invited over for cake.
Okay,
I'll let you decide that. So let's just go ahead and see what happens with our good friends Brandon. Coached by Grace, and excuse me, Brandon. That's my own son. That's my brother. Brandon's my brother. Bryson's my son. My wife is Jen, I think. Yeah, okay. Bryson, coached by Grace, and my other son named Steve, I'm sorry, that's Jackson, and he's coached by Emma here.
Oh my goodness, he's had too much vitamin C, I think.
All right, well, hey kids, let's go ahead and check it out.
I needed to put them back in.
So you're putting them back in so they can cook.
Look, it's.
Now, I was outside. Did anyone help you with that, or did you just make the decision on your own?
Well, she was up there, and I was saying that they are a little, not cooked, and she said to put it back in.
Good.
There's like a full stick stuck. There's a ton of butter.
What on earth happened?
Jackson, what'd you do?
Well, my mixer thing went crazy.
Okay, just keep mixing.
Oh, it looks good.
Hold the bottom of the cake pan and hold the top of the cutting board and flip it.
Wow.
Okay, now I want you to pat the top of the cake pan in a circle. Okay, now I want you to get a serrated knife. Do you know what that is? You just want to very slightly move the knife back and forth so that it has a nice cut.
Okay. You don't want to cut a ton of the cake off because you still need height on it.
Oh, that was smooth. We make a Pac-Man cake.
And you want to make sure that the knife is not slanted, because if it is, then your cake is slanted.
You went out the bottom.
Huh? Not the whole bottom, so I'm just taking pieces off and putting them back on.
Don't worry though, because sometimes frosting acts as glue.
No, like I cut like down, so I have to take pieces. It looks beautiful.
Don't do it until I tell you fully how to do it.
To be completely honest, I was already doing it before you said so.
Don't press too hard on the cake though. Just lightly press it, okay? Okay, now this is you gotta be super careful here. You have to transfer your cakes onto that.
3, 2, 1, live! Woo! He's exploding
Jackson, I wouldn't be laughing because we don't really know how ours is gonna turn out either.
That's disgusting.
Can I wash my hands?
And just sprinkle them on the top. Okay, is it evenly spread out, Bryson? Does it look good?
This looks like it's for a 4-year-old girl birthday party.
What's your theory on sprinkles? The more the merrier?
Yeah.
Bryson,
Jackson.
all the top was
Perfect.
I'll be cool when
This one's going out to my coach.
That was
It's like crunchy.
Because of the glitter?
Yeah.
The sprinkles, the excessive sprinkles?
Not bad. Tasty. Yeah.
Okay.
Just get a bite. It's very sweet. Like I don't know. It's like nothing.
We put like a
Okay.
pound of sugar.
This one smells like flour.
If I'm eating that right now,
Hold on. All right, girls, which one tastes better?
100%.
Not even close? You're going with this one tasting better? Bryson, are you offended
about what?
that you lost?
No, I mean we lost for taste, but no one said anything about presentation.
Yeah, presentation, I think
Because I
that,
think presentation we won.
did you have fun?
Yes, we had lots of fun.
I am the champion.
This water is cold. Oh my, you said it was cold and you were lying.
It is
Kids,
chilly today.
no surprise there. The Beaver Bake Off did not really end up with any good results.
Yeah,
But,
I'm definitely gonna pass on my desire to come and have cake.
but my wife and my daughter Aubrey, they love to bake,
Okay.
and that could be good. But I will say that Jackson won. I mean, it was definitely less bad than Bryson's. So Jackson, congratulations on the first ever Fish Out of Water Championship. And kids, thank you for coming with us on our first ever
Yay!
out of the studio kind of whatever you want to call this.
And can we all just collectively thank Hank for being
for
here
hanging in
today?
there.
Look at this. He's just, okay, wait. And here's Hank's friends. Woo! Okay, wait, can you put them on me?
Oh, there you go.
I just want them all to have equal camera time. You guys, these guys are just so cool.
There's turn around real quick, show them. She doesn't even get, why, how do you not care, kids?
Oh, there he goes.
I don't know if that's good for crabs or not, but yeah. So hey, we're gonna let you go. We'll see you next week. Take care, kiddos.
See you next time.